What's good, YouTube? Today, I'm going to show y'all how I took my client from this to this. But first, let me tell you a little bit about the clippers that I used. The people at SUPRENT Pro sent me their new black Obsidian clipper and trimmer combo and asked me to let them know what I think about it. So I thought I'd break them open and do a full cut with them so I can give y'all my honest opinion and feedback. SUPRENT is a brand that has been around since 2015. They market themselves as being a budget-friendly but still high-quality brand that can give beginner and expert barbers great tools without breaking the bank. They definitely look nice, so let's see if they can hold up to their claim. Like I said before, I'm going to give y'all my honest review, and I'm not just going to say these clippers are good because they sent me some free clippers. No, I'm going to give you my entire first impression, the pros, the cons, what I liked, what I didn't like, as in-depth as possible. These clippers are listed on SUPRENT's website for $179.99 for the clipper and trimmer combined. They're also offering 20% off on the website, which will bring the price at checkout down to $144. Now, anybody who knows professional clippers knows that this is a significantly lower price than the market standard. Most of the popular clippers or trimmers alone are over $144 each. If the quality of these clippers is as good as they say it is, then this is definitely a steal. Well, without further ado, let's dive right in. Alright y'all, so here's my first impressions. The clippers definitely look really cool. They look really good, really modern, real sleek. And they got this this built-in rubber grip that y'all see here, which is really a cool touch that I've never thought of before because I've never seen a clipper with that rubber grip built in. Usually you have to add it in. And this rubber grip really adds stability to the clipper so that it doesn't slip or slide out of your hand, because that does happen. So that's actually a really cool little touch that I think more clipper brands should start adding. So the trimmer's got the grip too, and they both have this digital display that y'all see saying the battery percentage. It came with the charging blocks and the USB charger for the charging block so that you can plug it into any USB port. Very convenient. That's a charger right there. And then they came with all the regular accessories, guards, screwdrivers, oil. And then they also came with this this extra fade blade. It's a different blade than the blade that came on it. And the blades are detachable, so they just pop on and pop off real easy, which is cool. I actually didn't use the green fade blade yet, but looking forward to trying it out. So my client wanted a high taper, a little bit above wavelength, so we're knocking it down with a 3. That's going to be the longest length on top. And the clippers are definitely cutting through the bulk like butter. I didn't notice any snagging, any pulling, none of that. Pass through effortlessly. You know, I have some professional clippers that I use that don't have power like that and don't really chop through. I won't name any names right now, but yeah, they chop through that hair like butter. Pop that number 2 on, and I'm chopping down the hair on the fade zone, just where I'm gonna be fading. I'm just chopping down that hair, going down with the grain, just lower and lower and lower. Now I'm ready to put that guideline in. Now the trimmers, they were nice and gentle. They weren't biting my client at all. I will say they weren't hitting quite how I wanted them to right out the box, so I did have to zero gap them. Now when I zero gap, I typically don't get them too close because I don't like my trimmers to bite people. So I didn't zero gap them super close, so I'm gonna still mess with them a little bit, see if I can get them to hit a little bit more. But in terms of the clipper, fade very nice. Fade very nice. Alright y'all, so real quick, just quick thoughts real quick after using it for a couple minutes. One thing I noticed is that these clippers definitely have a lot of power. They got a lot of power to them for a cordless clipper, so I love that. It chopped through all the hair super easy like butter. And then now that I'm getting into the fade, they fade really well too. So I'm impressed so far. So let's get back to it and see what else we got. Pop that number 1 on. Close the lever, and I'm gonna make that the second guideline. Go up about ½ an inch again. Once I make that guideline, I'm gonna pop that 0 guard on and fade that one out. Fade it out. Whenever I'm doing a fade, I make a guideline and then fade it out. Make the next guideline, then fade it out. Make the next guideline and then fade it out. Boom, there go that 1.5. So sorry, not that 1.5. There go that half. Got the lever closed. I'm just hitting the bottom of that line, just the bottom of that line. See a lot of corner work there, a lot of corner work. Whenever you're fading, it's good to use the corners a lot because that's going to allow you to be more detailed, more precise with your fade. If you use the whole blade, you can accidentally hit areas that you don't want to hit. I'm popping that 2 on just to clean up some of the bulk at the top of the fade zone there, just so that when we're fading up into it, it's a little easier to fade up into. I'm just cleaning up some of that bulk. I'm not making no guideline or anything. I'm just knocking down the area that I'm gonna be fading a little bit more. I'm going up with that 1.5. It's kind of doing the same thing. I'm just lightening up that fade zone. And you always want to brush the hair down. Fade it and then brush the hair down. Fade it, brush the hair down. Because especially, you know, when you got curly hair, you got the hair kind of going in different directions. So you want to make sure what you're fading is accurate. Put that 1 on, that 1 open. Now fading, hitting that bottom of that line. Putting that 1.5 back on. Now I'm just, with the corners, I'm just going into those dark spots that I see. Just going up into those dark spots. I'm really just doing detail work. Put that 2 back on. Start knocking down the fade zone for that side taper. I'm just preparing the fade zone at this point. I'm not really fading yet, but I'm just preparing the fade zone. Knocking it down with a 2 guard with the grain, it lays the hair down so that it's short enough but still dark. The shorter you can get it beforehand, the easier it'll be to fade up into it afterwards. So knocking it down this way with the grain allows it to get short enough while also leaving it dark. Putting that first bald line in, that first guideline. You see I'm kind of putting it in this curved shape, a little bit of a curved shape. That's how I like to do a lot of my high tapers. Just adds a nice shape to the fade. I'm just balding it out, hitting it with that shaver. Now I'm taking the clipper with no guard with the lever all the way open. And I'm making that first guideline. And you close the lever and just hit the bottom of that guideline. Just start fading out the bottom of that guideline. You know, open up the lever a couple clicks and just go a little bit higher and just keep fading out that guideline. Now remember, make sure this guideline is fully faded out before moving on to the next guideline. Put that 1 guard on with the lever closed to make that second guideline. Going up about 1/4 inch. Now put that half guard on to fade out that guideline. Once again, using the corners. Whenever you're doing a fade, especially if you're in a small area, a tight area like a taper, you really want to use those corners because they'll allow you to get into tight spaces and be very precise. If you're doing a whole bald fade or something, you know, all the way around, then you can use more of the blade because you have more space to work with. But in these tight areas, you really need to master using those corners. You see, I'm just using the corner there. It's only like 2 or 3 teeth that are even cut in hair. The rest of the clipper is not even touching the head. Putting that 2 guard on, go up into the rest of that bulk there, get rid of some of them dark spots. Now, whenever I'm getting ready to do an edge up, I always wipe down the lineup, wipe down the forehead with alcohol. I spray a little alcohol on the neck strip and I wipe it down really good. I take my time with this because you want to wipe off any excess oil, dirt, product, or sweat that may be on the skin. If your trimmers are fighting through any oil, sweat, dirt, or product, they're not going to leave that sharp line. The clippers aren't gonna chop through and just leave that really crisp line. So you want to make sure to clean off the skin. Some people use, a hot towel with some shaving cream on the lineup and then wipe it off with the hot towel. Some people just wash the hair beforehand. Some people use alcohol. All of these are methods to just clean and dry off the skin, because that is the most crucial part to getting a sharp edge up. I don't care what type of clippers you use, what type of razor you use. You need to have clean, dry skin in order to get the sharpest edge up. Now, these clippers weren't hitting like I like them to straight out the box, so I did have to zero gap them. And even after I zero gapped them, they weren't really just making the hair fall off like I would like them to. They were getting the job done, but I'm definitely gonna go back and zero gap them again, mess with them a little bit more, see if I can get them to really hit how I like them to. But overall, they definitely got the job done. As you can see here, still leaving a nice sharp line. Cleaning up the back taper, doing some detail work. Got the guard open. Sorry, no guard open. Just using the corners to do a little detail work. Put that 1.5 guard on, doing some more detail work. Now, whenever I'm doing a lineup, I start in the middle of the forehead and then work my way out to one side. Usually I start by working my way out to the higher side. Nobody's lineup is perfectly symmetrical. Usually one side is slightly higher or lower than the other, or slightly crooked. So the key for a barber is to start in the middle, go out to one side, and then match the other side to it. It's really an art form. You're really making something look symmetrical out of a canvas that is not symmetrical. Nobody's canvas, nobody's lineup is symmetrical, so you as the artist have to make that symmetrical. It really is an art form. Hitting it with that razor, looking crispy. Throwing a little enhancement on there. Whenever I do enhancement, you can see I keep lifting the card up to look. You don't want to just spray it on heavy and then you just got this overly dark black line on the forehead. You want to keep lifting the card up. Spray a little bit, lift the card up. Spray a little bit, lift the card up. Because when you lift the card up, you can see how much you really put on. A lot of times if you just spray it on while leaving the card on there without lifting it up, you can think you're barely spraying any, but really you're spraying it on too heavy. Now I'm just cleaning up that taper, doing a little more detail work. And everything's coming together. Man, overall these clippers were very solid. I definitely enjoyed cutting with them. And it really is some really good bang for your buck. I could say if you're on a budget, you're not really trying to break the bank, these are definitely a clipper that you would want to consider. They fade just as nice as any of the professional clippers that I use. The trimmers get the job done. I'm gonna mess with them a little bit more to see my final verdict on them, but overall I'm very satisfied with the quality of these clippers, and I hope you guys like the cut. If y'all do want to try these clippers out for yourself, make sure you go to SUPRENT's website and use my promo code Jacob20 for 20% off your entire order. Please do me a favor, like and subscribe, and comment down below what y'all want to see next. If y'all have a specific type of haircut that you want me to do, let me know in the comments below. With all that being said, I'm gonna see y'all next time. Peace.